Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm live again. So let us wait for few people to come on live, and we can start our. Just give me a minute. So there is someone already. Let's wait for other person, and we can start for now. Yeah, if you're just coming now, you can actually put any comment, greetings. Now there are actually many people now. Yeah, my name is Lawrence. If it's your first time to come on this show, we talk about investing mainly in the stock market, East African markets, other markets. So a lot of markets that we talk about. But for now, we mainly talk about investing in the stock market, personal finance, and also if you have anything related to investment that you feel like we should talk about. Yeah, I can see Ed Morgan, I can see Amida, so this is good. I'm still setting up as I'm still new to I'm still new to the live, so I'm still setting up my system so that at least I'm able to reply to everyone. Okay, you can just say hello to me. Everyone, you can see now we have 12 people. So you can say hi, or if you have any questions for now, you can also press a request. I will be happy to answer them. Free. So thank you so much. So where do we start? I can see Amila like. What do you mean by backflip, Mr. Amila? If you could I can see Ed Morgan. Ed Morgan, welcome to live. I can see now we have 14 people on live. If you can say hi to me, say if you have any question, I'll be happy to answer you. So I'm still I'm still setting up my system, but so far so good. I'm trying to. So let's start. First of all, I want to thank each and every person who has been with me since we started. We already 2,000 people, and thank you so much for asking, Ed Morgan. I said I just opened my HISA account and I'm ready to trade USC stocks. Any advice would be highly encouraged. Actually, this is the first time. Actually, this is the best time to invest in stock market because if you've been following what is going on, some stocks now they are down. If you see Apple and other stocks, actually, like any other stock market, the basic thing to invest is first learning. You need to invest in knowledge. Check exactly what you're going to invest in. That's basic thing for any person who is going to invest in any other stocks. And most of the stocks on USA market, mainly they are capital appreciation. You don't have to invest for dividends. So you have to look for a company that is really undervalued. Then you can start investing. So that's the basic advice I can give you. And the moment the stocks, if you're following the USA stocks, this is the time actually to start looking into stocks in the USA because most of the stocks they are down. So that's what I can talk about for now for Eddie. If you have maybe any other question that you would like to follow up, I've seen like the PayPal, they were down. They also Nvidia, it was down. So those kind of strong companies that are down, you can take advantage and try to purchase them because at the end of the day, they will still go up. I believe Ed Morgan, if you can hear me or if you have, if you maybe have any other question, if that's basic information I can give you for now. Um, I'm trying to check actually for my information so that I can try to live chat. So, Mr. ID, I hope I have answered your question. That's good. So, thank you so much once again, everyone who is on live. I can see there are 5 people. I'm celebrating actually almost my 8 years in stock market, which is a very good thing for me. And I'm going to be answering why I started stock market. Stock market investing. Actually, stock market is one of the ways how you can earn, they call it passive income. When you're having other things that you're doing, you just have to look for information once and for all. So basically, you become active in a few minutes, and after you can just press a buy or sell, and then you can take your whole year or even 1 month checking. So that's how I got into stock market because I was looking for something that I could do uh, that did not need me to physically be there because currently I'm still employed. So, and so far so good. It has not disappointed me. It's something good. So that's why I always encourage people to actually learn and try to invest in stock market because something that can actually improve your finances. That's one. Second is someone might be asking themselves, why did I start a YouTube channel? There might be like two reasons. One, the most important thing is if you maybe you have watched news about stock market, you might have realized that actually most of the channels that talk about stock market is only developed markets, the USA markets, the Canadian markets, Australian markets. But if you go to Africa and East Africa, you will rarely find channels that talk about stock market. So even me, I struggled when I was learning. I had to look for the channels, but really I could not get any. It would just pick like one topic about the stock market, then the rest of the other day you find actually they are not that interesting. So I said, okay, since I have some knowledge, let me start a YouTube channel, and I will keep on improving on my knowledge, and also whatever I get, I could be sharing with others, so that we can run it together, we can start the journey together. And so far, so good, because I always get a lot of questions, inquiries about the stock market, which makes me so happy if I get someone actually who is asking about the stock market. So that's how why I started the stock market. And actually, if you get the questions and some of the questions you do not have the answers to them, it gives you a challenge to go and look for that information. So when you get for that information, there are two things. One, you'll be learning, and second, you'll be happy to assist someone who wants to learn. So that's how actually starting a stock market investment channel has really helped me so much. So that's one. Second, another question that I wanted you to answer was, definitely I have to talk about the current market, especially the East African market. I've checked the Ugandan stock market. It's also actually, though it doesn't move that much, it is also at its time highs. If you check like the big companies like MTN, like the Stanbic banks, all those ones actually have already doubled. So the current stock market, especially the new people in the stock market, have checked, especially we need to talk also the Nairobi Securities Exchange, which is the biggest exchange in East Africa. And I also invest in actually Nairobi Securities Exchange mostly. And I have to say, you have to extremely be very careful at the moment, because it's at almost its all-time highs. If you check like the companies like the SCB, the Equity, uh, the Cooperative Bank, Abisa, Diamond Trust Bank is also doing well. So all these companies, they have improved more than 100%. So what does this mean? If the stock is at its highest, there are two things that can happen. One, how can I get involved? Okay, Eddie Morgan, how can I get involved in the Ugandan and Tanzanian markets now that you mentioned them? Mr. Eddie, thank you so much. I'm sure you might be, I can see you using HISA, so it's you're in Kenya. So in Kenya, it's very easy now that you have M-Pesa. You can use ZD to trade if you have a Safaricom line. But in Uganda and Tanzania, there are two things. You need to contact a broker. You need to look for a broker. In Uganda, for example, we have Daya and Brea that has both Kenya and Uganda. So if you go to Daya and Brea, which is in Nairobi, I think it is in Westland. I've gone there before. You go to Dan Brea offices, then you can open brokerage account, a Ugandan brokerage account. They always have the forms for Uganda. Then they will take your brokerage forms. they will need your identification. They need your KRA PIN, and also it's called the TIN, tax identification number. They also need also the account number and also the national ID. Basically, those are the things that they will need. Then they will take the forms to Uganda and you'll be happy to open an account. But what's tricky about Uganda and Tanzania, they do not have. So the Tanzania also, it's the same thing. You have to look for the broker. For the broker, if you go to Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange, you will find some of them. I also shared about the brokers. If you check some of my videos, I talked about the brokers that you can get, that you can use in Uganda and Tanzania. So after selecting the broker, the thing is you have to fill some forms. As I told you, like in Kenya, there is a Dan Breyer that has both Uganda and Kenya. You go to visit Breyer, then they will send you forms in Uganda. Then after sending the forms in Uganda, you will wait for the brokerage account. It takes few days. Then after when active, then you will be ready to. Kenya is like in Uganda, they don't have a trading platform. So that's how it's a bit complicated. So you need to, when you want to buy for share, for example, Stanbic Bank or MTN Uganda, you need to write. There's a form that you fill, like the buy order. You send it to the brokerage, or you call them directly. Then they will submit your buy request. Then when it's bought, they will buy, then they will get back to that they have bought. So it's a bit a longer process, but that's the way it is. You get a broker. After broker, you deposit the money. After depositing the money, then it will take a few days to process your brokerage account. Then you can start buying. But the buying of Uganda and Tanzania is different from the one of Kenya and the one of Kenya, because the Stock Exchange now is very, very easy. You can use ZD Trader, you can use the online trading platform, but other exchanges in East Africa, they don't have those options. So it's a bit longer. That's one. The thing you have to know also on Nairobi Securities Exchange, it's very, very liquid, like, which is good. The shares, they move faster up and down, but in Uganda, they rarely move, which is a bit a disadvantage. But if you get a very, very good company, it can help you also, because you don't have to have that much pressure like on Nairobi Street Exchange, where stocks go up and down very fast. So I hope I have answered the question. And if you still don't get it, you can still put a question, which exactly where you want me to exactly answer, so that we get clearly the answer that you wanted. So that's it. What else? I was still talking about the general market at the moment. So for me, I'm staying away. Actually, I sold some shares also. I'll also be talking about in detail on another video, like which stocks that I sold, because I feel like at the moment the market is oversaturated. And with this kind of war that is going on in the Middle East, I'm very, very sure it's going to affect also our markets. So that's what I can say. But for now, if you're new expert, I would ask that you take caution going to buy the stocks, because actually at the moment the stock market is not the best. So that's what I can say as of now. What else? So we're talking about of course, we have to talk about the ZD money market, the ZD trader, how it has also improved the Kenyan stock market. So if you're new, if you're from Uganda like me, of course, for me, I mainly invest in Uganda. So I invest in the Nairobi Securities Exchange. So I understand more Nairobi Securities Exchange more than other markets. So we do have a ZD trader, which is an M-Pesa product, which is really, really, really good. And I feel that if you're from within East Africa, if you're from Uganda, from your Tanzania, from other place, and you want to invest, I would highly, highly recommend you. Like from Uganda, you can go to Busia, like I did. You buy a line, Safaricom line, then you can activate, download the ZD Trader, then you can start buying and selling shares. Because for it, it doesn't need any brokerage account. You know what? You just need to buy the line and download the app, the M-Pesa app. Then you will go to select the ZD Trader. Then you have to first put money on the M-Pesa, then you can start trading, which is where it's really, really, really good. So that's what I can say about the market. But really, there are very, very, very few companies now that are very undervalued, and that's why you need to be very careful at the moment. So what else do I need to talk about at the moment? You can also ask any other question if you have anything you want me to talk about. I'm really, really happy that actually the community is growing, and so happy. I'll be doing maybe once in a week some live, so that at least I have some people, then they can tell me what they think of, and when there is a live interaction, and it is really, really good. Yeah, if there's anyone who has any other question, I think I've answered most of the questions. Eddie, thank you so much for Eddie Morgan for asking. And if you have any other question, anything you want us to talk about, you can just share it with us. Then we shall be happy to talk about it. What else do I have to talk about? So, thank you so much. I believe I'm going to be closing I can see there are still people who are on live. So you can just say hello and also ask any other question, so that at least YouTube investing stock market. So let me say, maybe we can talk about also. You can see someone else also is trying to ask. Muhammad Bashir, I can see you say Shal. If you have any question, you can just put a question. I'll be happy to answer it. What else do we talk about? So maybe I can talk about the risks. Stock market also. I see most of the people don't talk about the negatives. You can also lose money in stock market, especially if you make wrong decision. Like now, where the stock market is really, really, really I can say highly, it's on its top. If you buy it at the moment, most likely you may not like it. But for me, of course, even if I buy, I know there are two things that you need to know about the stock market. If you want to succeed in the stock market, you need two things. One, you need an emotional intelligence that you need to actually every action you make, you need to be in your mind has to be proper, so you don't follow any move. Like I can see now it's going up, you need to buy. So you need to be mentally stable. You don't have to follow everything that is happening in the market. So you have emotions have to be very, very stable, so that you don't follow any actions that are going in the market. If you fall maybe in a Nairobi Securities Exchange, like today, most of the stocks went down by 2%, and I saw most of the I can say most of the groups that are most of the people are crying that the stock market, that the stocks are going down. Of course, if you've been in the stock market, or if you're going in the stock market, that's the most important thing you have to know. You need to know that stocks go up and down. So you need also to know when to buy. Of course, I'm not saying the exact price. For me, I always said, I'll say, okay, if the stock reaches here, I know it's overvalued or undervalued, because you also need to learn the metrics that you use. When you're going to buy a stock, you need to know, why am I buying a stock? That's, if you know why you're buying a stock, it will be very, very easy for you to know why be selling the stock. So that's another important thing that you need to know. The third thing that I want to talk about was the long-term perspective. So I've had a lot of questions that actually asking me, Lawrence, I have this money. I want to uh, have the money back maybe in 3 years, and I want to invest in stock market. So for the stock market, if you are planning to put your money in stock market and you say, I want to invest it, and after 3 years I use it, I always discourage that. It's very, very possible that you will invest it, and at the moment you get instant profit. For example, if you invested your money last year in most of the companies, they almost the companies have gained up to 100%. So you might have profited, but that's not the way it works every time. If you had invested, for example, in 2019 and COVID came, it almost wiped most of the people, 90%, 80% of the gains, they went down. But now the stock market has stabilized. So that's how it works. So if you're planning, or if you have the money and you're planning to use it, I don't encourage it to invest it in the stock market. I encourage it, you put it somewhere else. You can put it in a money market fund. You can put it in treasury bonds, treasury bills, because there you can sell it. You can get your money back easily every time you need it. So that's how it works. Another thing is, stock market is a long-term project. It's not a short-term project. So if you're saying, I want to buy shares and maybe next year I will sell the shares, you're lying to yourself. You're going to be disappointed, because the stock market, you cannot predict the stock market. But at least what we have learned throughout the years, the stock market over a long time, it goes up. But that is a general statement. But when you go to specific statements, some companies go bankrupt. Some companies do better. So you might invest in that company that is doing bad and goes bad, and you will not be among those people where the story says the stock market will always go up. So that's what I'm saying, that if you're going to invest in the stock market, have a long-term view, and always try to check whatever stock you're buying to make sure that actually in that long term, that stock is going to be among those stocks that will be there in 10 years, 20 years. Because there are some industries that you're sure they're going to be there, like finance industry, telecom industry, those kind of companies. They have shown us actually they can stay for longer if you invest in a very good companies. So that's what I can say about the general investing. Another question that I have got of recent that is very, very common, because the stock market now, when it is very high, almost people get happy. They post all benefits they are making. They are always sharing their views, their opinions. So I'm really in my inbox, most of the people now I'm asking, they are asking me, Lawrence, which stock can I buy? How much do I need? So there are some questions you shouldn't be asking. The moment you ask that kind of question, just know you're not ready to invest in stock market. For example, if you're asking which company can I buy, that it's good, but you should not be asking any person. Actually, I've seen most of the people who talk about the stock market. Most of them, they are even ignorant. They don't know. They're just looking for views most of the time. They are they don't have the real concept of how the stock market works. So that kind of question shouldn't be, you should be asking is, for example, for me, who has been in the stock market for some time, you can't just go in my inbox and ask me, Lawrence, I'm seeing this company, I've done my research, I feel like this company is good. So you put in some context so that someone who's going to answer your question, at least he knows that you did some research and he can guide you. But if you say, which company can I buy? It's a very, very, very broad question to me, and I will know this person is not yet ready for stock market. Why? One, if as a YouTuber, I have to be honest, there are some things that we don't come here and tell you. For example, I said I sold my stocks. When we sell some stocks, you will not know. When you buy, you will not know. So sometimes asking a person at which company can I buy? Okay, I may tell you, but sometimes I may not be owning that company, or when I buy it, you will not know. When I sell it, you will not know. So when there is a turbulence or there is a stocks, they are going down or up, you will be confused, and I might not be available to guide you once again. So I always, always, always ask anyone who is going to be investing in the stock market to really, really do research. My first time when I was starting, I really did try to do the research. Eddie, do you have any analysis on Kenya Pipeline Company? I know the war might affect it. I also saw Uganda government investing in it, which is something that made me think there is more I don't know. Thank you, Eddie. Actually, I have done 2 videos about Kenya Pipeline Company. The first time was when they announced that they were going to do an IPO. I did talk about it. And second time, when they finally said they are listing, I talked about it. What did I talk about it? I talked about the financials. I said their financials are good. Um, they are also paying a dividend, which would be the company that I would be interested in. But according to my valuation metrics, mainly the metrics that I use the price to earnings ratio. I use the intrinsic, the book value. I still use it, and I use, of course, the earning per share. I always compare to see in the last 5 years how did they do, and also I use the dividend. I use the dividend percent, how much are they paying in the dividends. So when I checked using my metrics or these metrics, for example, when I checked the book value, it was giving me around 4.2 compared to the nine Kenyan shillings that they were selling it at. So I said, no, this is not a company. So for me personally and to my people in my circles, I advised against it because it was extremely overvalued by almost 100%. The war, Kenya Pipeline Company, it only transports the oil products. So definitely and distributes. Definitely it's going to be affected, but not in terms of finance or something. It may be declined because, of course, the moment it is transporting, they do pay the transportation, distribution costs, and storage costs, but it's not going to be so much affected. The Ugandan government, I saw they bought it, but they were just, if you saw, they say wanted to have a controlling stake so that the Kenya Pipeline Company doesn't make decisions that basically they were buying the share so that they can also be in position to influence the decisions that the Kenya Pipeline Company makes. But on personal basis, if you're a retail investor, I believe you can get a better deal than Kenya Pipeline Company. So for me, the way I do and do my research is After doing a research, I compare with other companies where, so if I find that, for example, Cooperative Bank or Diamond Trust Bank, they have a better offer, I go with that. So for me, Kenya Pipeline Company, when I checked, it was not ticking all the boxes. So, and so Eddie, of course, I don't know if you have bought it. If you not bought it, just wait for it. It's going to decline, definitely, because many people, I think, bought it out of emotion. For me, if I'm to buy it, I would wait for it starting from 5 Kenyan shillings per share up to 4 and above and below. Below that, above 5, I would not touch it because of the overvaluation and also the dividend. Dividend was paying around 4%. So because of those reasons, I did not touch it. But in terms of business wise, yeah, it is okay. It is okay. It's going to be doing well. It's doing well. But as I always say, not every good business is a great investment. So basically, I wouldn't recommend for anyone to buy it if you're a retail investor, because on Nairobi Securities Exchange, there are better offers than Kenya Pipeline Company. So that's my opinion. Just to clarify, it doesn't mean that actually that it will not go up, because there are very few people. I mean, different people have different opinions. For example, in 2021, I talked about MTN that I'm not going to buy it when it was around 200, but today it's around 400. So it has multiplied by 100% in 5 years. Yet, so that was my opinion then, and I would still say I am not going to buy it. Yes, Ed, I've seen it. Yes, I've seen yes, it was oversubscribed. But if you saw, it was the 3 days were extended. It was not yet. So who is buying this? Actually, today they did distribute. So it was companies, for example, like Ugandan government. It did not look at the valuations. It paid for those shares, and most of them, they are companies. Basically, they are companies, not individuals. I was happy that actually retail investors, they did not buy that much. So you're correct, Eddie. It was oversubscribed, but it was not from the retail investors. It was from the companies that bought the shares. I might be wrong. That's the good thing with having different opinions. Different people have different valuation methods. If you're following the brokers, you see a lot of brokers, they were giving different prices, but they were not giving how they did value their how the valuation list that I use. So the valuation that I use, it has worked for me for the last 8 years. I've been doing well on Nairobi Securities Exchange. So that's how it works. For me, I would not go for Kenya Pipeline Company. There are a lot. Only that now the stocks are very expensive, so you have to be extremely very careful. But what do you do when the stocks are very expensive? You you can invest money in, for example, money market fund. You get that 8-10-ish interest on it. Then when the stocks come back, which is happening, I think yesterday and today, the stocks now pouring down, and now that's where the runners going. The newbies are going to be losing, because they are going to panic. If they do not watch my videos, they are going to be panicking, and they will lose their stocks because they are going to be buying them. They are going to be selling them. Thank you, Eddie, for the conversation and for the thing. And actually, if you have any other questions, you can always in my bio there is email, there is my mobile number. You can always send me a WhatsApp, and I don't charge for now for anything. I always want to share, so you can always text me or send me an email. I can be happy to we discuss more about the investing. If really, uh, I can see I've already been live for 40 minutes. I believe it's time to say bye bye to everyone. So far, if no one has a question, I'm really happy that so once in a while I'll be coming to live so that I can explain anything, especially if there's anything that is happening in the world that is yeah. So I'm really happy that everyone was I got some reactions, I got some questions. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your evening. Stay safe. Goodbye.